What if I told you the answer isn't in a clinic or buried in a 20-step routine, but in something quiet, simple, unassuming, a bottle heavy, golden, tucked behind a bathroom mirror, next to cotton balls and old habits? It's been waiting through fads, through promises, through disappointment. It's been patient, like you. Castor oil. Yes, the same one your mother used, your grandmother and hers, before beauty became business, before glow came in glass. It's not glamorous, it's not trendy, it smells a little old-fashioned, feels a bit too thick, too sticky. But it works. And not because a brand told you so, but because time did, generations did. The kind of truth that doesn't need advertising because it shows in soft cheeks and even skin, and the kind of glow you can't fake with filters. For women over 60. This is gold, not to chase youth, but to honor yourself, to soften the sunspots. The little patches that appeared one by one, from long afternoons, from laughter lines, from decades of memories. We don't erase the story, we just smooth the page, make space for softness again. At 64, I tried this oil just once, expecting nothing, wanting everything, and a week later someone said, "You look so rested." Did you do something different? I smiled because yes, I did, but it wasn't a serum, it wasn't surgery, it was castor oil, and a moment of remembering that my skin doesn't need punishment, it needs patience. So if your reflection feels tired, if you've been hiding dark spots, if the mirror has grown quiet, let this be the whisper that brings you back. You don't need a miracle, you just need a little oil, a little time, and the belief that nature knows how to heal you better than anyone else ever could. Before we treat, we understand those little brown shadows that bloom on your cheeks, your hands, your forehead. They carry names, age spots, liver spots, sun kisses, hyperpigmentation. But no matter the label, they all trace back to one thing: time. Time under the sun, time in the garden, time by the window, time raising children, loving living. Decades of soft exposure to morning light, to afternoon heat, to joy, and to memory. And that light left footprints. Melanin, the pigment that colors your skin, sometimes it gathers quietly, subtly, and stays after 50. That process quickens after 60. It deepens. Why? Because your body is changing. Your skin, once thick and elastic, now whispers instead of shouts. Hormones shift, estrogen fades, and with it the skin's ability to repair, to turn over, to bounce back, and the mirror begins to speak in darker patches, uneven tones, soft dullness. It can feel like betrayal, but it isn't. It's memory, written across your face. The story of light, of years. Still you deserve choice, not to erase, but to soften, not to cover, but to care. Because beauty after 60 isn't about hiding, it's about honoring these spots. They do not make you less radiant, they do not dim your worth, but if they've begun to steal your confidence, your comfort, your quiet joy, then it's time to give your skin what it's been asking for. Not punishment, not acids, not chemicals in pretty bottles, but kindness. Something that listens to what your skin has become, not what it once was. This next chapter doesn't begin with regret. It begins with the decision to nourish, not fix to glow, not fight. And in that softness, something beautiful happens. You begin to see that you were never fading, just waiting to bloom differently. The beauty industry moves fast. New serums every week, new slogans, new promises, all wrapped in shimmer, and science you can't pronounce. But for women over 60, there's a quiet truth. Most of those jars weren't made for you. Not for the softness of aging skin, not for the wisdom held in your lines. They were made to erase, to pretend. But what if you didn't want to disappear? What if you wanted to be seen, not younger but clearer, not flawless but nourished? That's where nature whispers her wisdom, not in 18-step routines, but in oils and roots and balms that have lasted, not for seasons, but for centuries. Castor oil, thick, golden, unapologetic. It doesn't promise miracles, it doesn't sparkle, but it works. It has for generations. In Egypt, women pressed it to their cheeks to soften, to protect, to glow in India. It was medicine and ritual, rubbed into bellies, brows, hearts in the Caribbean. It was cure and comfort for joints, for scars, for stories. It is not new, but it is powerful because castor oil doesn't sit on the surface. It sinks in, deep, past the dry, past the dull, to where skin remembers how to heal. It hydrates, it soothes, it fades gently without scrubbing, without burning. It teaches the skin to trust again, and for the woman who's tried it all, who's tired of the noise, the price tags, the pressure, castor oil says, "Here I am, still working, still real, no perfumes, no false hope, just quiet restoration in a world chasing instant." This oil invites patience, and patience is what mature beauty was built on. So let the cream sit, let the trends pass. You don't need what's new, you need what's true, and castor oil has always been just that. It doesn't shimmer, it doesn't foam. It's not housed in a fancy glass bottle with gold caps or clinical claims. But castor oil holds something rare, something other oils only dream of: ricinoleic acid, a name you'll never see on billboards, but one that carries the secret of its power. This single compound gives castor oil its thick texture, its healing magic. Ricinoleic acid is anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, deeply moisturizing, and gently stimulating. What does that mean for your skin? It means softness, where there was once roughness; evenness, where there was once blotch; glow, where there was once dullness. Unlike other oils, castor oil doesn't sit, it sinks. It travels deep into the dermis, beyond the top layer, to where discoloration hides, where collagen sleeps, where healing begins. It helps rebuild the skin barrier, which thins and weakens as we age. It restores, it plumps, it nourishes, and slowly, night by night, it helps fade those dark memories written on your skin, not with harsh acids or bleach, but with patience, with care. And here's the part most women don't know. Castor oil may help regulate melanin, that pigment that collects in spots and patches. Too much of it creates age spots, sunspots, liver spots. But when melanin is gently guided back into balance, skin becomes even again, quietly, naturally. And that's not all. Castor oil is clean, safe, free of fragrance, free of chemicals, free of fillers that irritate mature skin. It costs less than your dinner and lasts longer than most eye creams. But best of all, it respects your skin. It doesn't promise to make you 20 again. It helps you love your skin at 60, at 70, at 80, because it's not youth you're chasing, it's radiance, it's nourishment, it's coming home to the skin you've lived in all these years, and finally giving it what it always needed. Not another product, but a little more love. No lab coat, no fancy lab, just your kitchen and a little care. This remedy needs no machines, just your hands. A quiet moment and ingredients you may already own. Here's how to make the overnight paste that nourishes, that softens, that slowly fades. What time left behind? Start with the heart of the formula: cold pressed castor oil, 1 teaspoon. Make sure it's organic, hexane free, untouched by chemicals that strip away what matters most. This is your base, your anchor, your healer. Next, add aloe vera gel, 1/2 teaspoon fresh from the plant or pure from a bottle. Aloe calms, it cools, it smooths. It's like a sip of water for thirsty skin. It makes the paste lighter, silkier, easier to wear all night long. Now for the glow, a pinch of turmeric, just a whisper, 1/8 teaspoon or less. This golden root is powerful but potent. It brightens, It balances, it fades, the uneven tones, but too much will leave behind a yellow tint. So use it like a secret, not a shout. Optional, but beautiful. Add a drop or two of vitamin E oil from a capsule or a tiny bottle. This helps skin hold moisture, repair gently, and stretch without breaking. Especially helpful for mature skin that's been through weather hormones and years. Mix it all in a small glass bowl. Stir slowly, let it become golden glossy smooth. It should feel like silk between your fingers, thick enough to stay in place, but soft enough to melt into skin. This is not a mask or a scrub. It's a balm, a caress. Store in a clean jar. Use within 5 days. Keep it cool. Keep it simple. This isn't a product, it's a ritual. Not something to rush, but something to return to. Because beauty at this stage is not about adding more. It's about choosing less, with care, with presence. This paste isn't loud. It doesn't shout results, but it whispers every night until your skin learns to remember what softness feels like. Again. Now that your paste is golden quiet and ready, let's turn it into a ritual, not just skincare, but self-care. Each step, a small act of love. Step 1. Start with clean skin. No makeup, no residue, no day left behind. Use a gentle cleanser, fragrance-free, creamy, something that doesn't strip but soothes pat dry, with a soft towel. No tugging, no rushing. This is the beginning of something sacred. Step 2, warm the paste. If you've stored it in the fridge, let it sit. A few quiet minutes, or hold the jar between your palms. Let it reach the warmth of your hands, of your body, of your intention. Step 3. Apply with tenderness. Use clean fingers or a soft cotton swab. Scoop a small amount, no more than a pearl. Dab gently to each dark spot, cheekbones, forehead, upper lip, jawline. Even the backs of your hands, massage slowly in soft circles. Let your fingers speak kindness. Let them say, I see you, I honor you, I choose you. Step 4. Let it stay all night. Let it work while you rest. If you're worried about your pillow, place a cloth over it or use a silk case. Your skin will thank you in more ways than one. Optional, seal with a second oil. If your skin feels dry or the air is cold, try a drop of rosehip or almond oil, just a veil to lock it in, to cradle your skin while you sleep. Step 5. Rinse with grace in the morning. Use lukewarm water, not hot, never hot. Let it melt away. The night and the old layers you no longer need. Pat dry. Apply your favorite moisturizer or daytime serum, and always, always a gentle sunscreen. Even the most natural treatments need a shield from the sun. Repeat this 3 to 4 times a week, not to chase perfection, but to return to radiance, to peace. And remember, every time you apply it, you're not just treating skin, you're treating memory, story, and the woman you are becoming. Not younger, but more whole, not erased, but illuminated. Let's speak gently of time, because I know you're wondering, when will I see a difference? Will my spots fade? In a night, will I wake up with glassy skin, like the women in the ads? Here's the truth, the beautiful, honest, tender truth. No, you won't see a miracle overnight, but what you will see is something deeper, something truer, something lasting. In the first 5 to 7 nights, you may notice nothing dramatic, but pay close attention to how your skin feels, not just how it looks. It will begin to soften, to quiet, to hold moisture longer, to sigh in relief. That's castor oil, aloe, turmeric, and patience, working quietly together, repairing what time, stress, and dryness have taken. By week 2 or week 3, the smallest changes may arrive. A patch looks lighter, a line feels smoother, a rough edge no longer catches light. You might see a glow return, the kind that looks unspoken, not polished, but present. And if you're still waiting, still unsure, still watching your mirror, wondering, remember this. After 60, skin slows down. It's not lazy, it's just wise. What used to renew in 28 days now takes 45, sometimes 60. That's not failure, it's rhythm, it's maturity, it's your skin, choosing slow beauty over fast erasure. By weeks 5 or 6, most women see a softer, more even, more radiant tone, not perfection, but progress. You may hear a friend say, "You look well rested," or "Did you get a facial?" But you didn't. You simply gave your skin permission to be nurtured instead of fixed, even if some spots stay longer or never leave entirely. That's okay too. This isn't about erasing you, it's about returning to you, to the softness, to the glow, to the care you've always deserved. So, yes, be consistent, be gentle, be patient. The woman in the mirror is not aging poorly. She's healing, she's evolving, she's blooming quietly, wonderfully, right on time. Let's take a moment to sit with questions, the quiet kind that rise at night when you're brushing your skin and wondering, is this really working? Let's answer them, not with rules, but with reassurance. Can I use the paste every night? You could, but you don't need to. 3 or 4 nights a week is enough. Your skin, especially over 60, loves rhythm, not routine. Let it rest. Let it breathe. Give it pauses to catch up, to absorb, to renew. What if I have sensitive skin? Start small. Test gently. Try it behind the ear or on the inside of your arm. If you've ever had rosacea or broken capillaries, skip the turmeric. Just use castor and aloe. They're enough. Gentleness will always win over intensity. What if I add too much turmeric and my skin turns yellow? It's okay. It's not permanent. Apply some plain yogurt or cold milk. Leave it for 5 minutes, then rinse. Your skin will return, calmer and wiser. Can I use this on my hands, my chest, my shoulders? Yes, absolutely yes. Dark spots aren't just on the face, they find us. Where the sun kissed us most and left behind little souvenirs of youth, apply the paste to wherever you need. Not just to erase, but to honor, to nourish, to renew. Will castor oil clog my pores? For most, it won't. Its comedogenic rating is low, but if you're prone to breakouts or tiny bumps, use it as a spot treatment, not an all-over balm. What about makeup? This paste is for nighttime. Let it sit while you sleep, then wash it off. In the morning, don't layer makeup over it. Let your skin wake up clean, moisturized, unburdened. What if I don't see results? Then come back. To this part, to this message, to this truth, you are not failing, you are unfolding. Some skin changes quickly, some takes its time, and time is not the enemy. It is your companion. Give it 4 weeks, 6 weeks, even more. And notice not just the spots, but the way your skin feels when you touch it, the way you hold your face when you smile. That's the real transformation, and it is happening even when you don't see it. So trust the process, trust your body, trust yourself. Your beauty is never behind you, it's always right here, waiting to be remembered. Let's talk about time. Not the kind that ticks loudly, but the kind that heals silently. The kind that moves like a soft wave, not a storm, when it comes to fading dark spots or reviving tired skin. There's one truth that will never change. Consistency is more powerful than any miracle cream, and patience is more nourishing than any overnight fix. Because your skin is not a machine. It's a memory keeper, a map of light and time. And every night that you apply your paste, you're not just brightening, you're listening. You're telling your skin, I'm here now, I see you, and I'm not rushing you. You're rebuilding something that's been waiting quietly for your attention. Some women will notice results by week 2, others may need 6 or even 12. It depends on sun exposure, hormones, health, sleep, and even stress. But it doesn't mean you're not making progress. It means you're working with nature, not against it. Imagine a garden. You water it. You speak softly. You wait. You don't dig up the roots to check if it's growing. You trust, and your skin deserves that same trust. So yes, keep going, even if the mirror doesn't show you magic yet, because beneath the surface, your cells are listening. Your skin barrier is repairing, your melanin is finding balance again, and your heart is finding peace. This is skincare at its most sacred, a ritual, a restoration, a quiet reclaiming of softness, of glow, of grace. So don't quit too early. Don't chase speed, chase serenity. You're not just applying oil, you're learning to love yourself a little deeper each night, and that will always show up in the morning. Let's step back. For just a moment, let's talk not about skin, but about the woman living inside it, because this castor oil paste, this ritual, this quiet act of care was never just about dark spots. It was about returning to yourself. It was about standing at the mirror and seeing more than age, more than fine lines, more than what the world tells you to erase. It was about noticing the glow that returns when you stop hiding and start honoring. Because beauty was never meant to be loud, it was always meant to be felt. You see, every evening that you took a few minutes to massage your face, to soften your hands, to breathe deeper, you weren't just treating your skin, you were sending a message to your heart. You were saying, I still matter, I still shine, I am still here. And that matters more than any product or promise or perfect complexion. The world may not always celebrate the woman who ages, but you can, because you are not fading. You are unfolding into something wiser, softer, stronger, and no spot, no scar, no sun-marked memory can take that away. So as you move forward, maybe you'll keep using this remedy. Maybe you'll pass it on to a daughter, a sister, a friend. Not as a trend, but as a truth, that self-care at any age is a form of reverence. Not vanity, that tending to your skin is not about changing it, but about honoring it. That the woman you are at 60, at 70, at 80 is not lesser. She is more radiant, more knowing, more whole. And maybe that little bottle of thick golden oil taught you something you hadn't remembered in years, that healing is always available, that beauty is never lost, only waiting to be seen again. So here's to you and the glow that lives beneath the surface. It was never gone, only resting. Now you know what your grandmother might have known, what time tried to make you forget. That beauty, real beauty, does not come in a jar or from a clinic or through a filter. It comes from care, from ritual, from how gently you treat yourself when no one is watching. You took the time to nourish your skin with castor oil, not because you were hiding, but because you were remembering that even now, even after all these years, you are worthy of tenderness. Not every spot vanished, not every line erased, but something deeper, softened, opened, healed. And maybe for the first time in a long time, you didn't just look in the mirror, you saw yourself, not the woman trying to look young, but the woman who has lived, loved, endured, and still glows. This was never about perfection. It was always about presence, about coming home to the body that's held you for 60, 70, 80 years and saying, thank you. So if you found something here, a new ritual, a new reflection, a new way of seeing yourself, give this video a like. It helps more women, more sisters find their way back to their glow. And don't forget to subscribe, because this isn't the end. It's a beginning, and there's so much more to uncover together. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you're using, what you've learned, or simply say, I'm glowing again, because that's what this is really about. Not a trend, not a trick, but a truth that aging is not a loss. It's a return to softness, to wisdom, to real, unshakable radiance, and it lives in you always.